This is Deobra Redden, currently on trial in Nevada for an attempted battery charge. The 30-year-old was placed under arrest following allegations that he struck a man with a baseball bat. He later entered a guilty plea and was now facing a possible prison term of 1 to 4 years. The case has now reached the sentencing stage. Redden spoke with Clark County District Judge Mary Kay Holthus in a composed and direct manner during the hearing.
Based on my history, I feel that I shouldn't be sent to prison for a second time.
Have you looked at your criminal history? I
actually just look at it.
When you lived it, I suppose.
I just looked at it, yeah.
Judge Holthus then brought attention to Redden's previous criminal history during the proceedings.
3 felonies, a gross, 9 misdemeanors, multiple DVs. Got a lot going on, sir.
Yeah, I just figured
battery on a protected person, robberies, attempt home invasion.
Redden, who has a documented history of mental health struggles, including schizophrenia and bipolar disorder, tried to convince the judge to grant him another chance.
I feel like I shouldn't be sent to prison, but if it's appropriate for you, then you have to do what you have to do. But I figured that if I'm in a better place in my life, I'm not doing drugs, I'm not out there committing crimes now, and I feel like I should be given a shot because I'm in a better place than I was.
But Judge Holthus was not willing to accept his argument or be persuaded.
I appreciate that, but I think it's time that he gets a taste of something else because I just can't with that history.
This is when things got crazy. At that moment, Redden abruptly leapt over the courtroom bench and moved straight toward Judge Holthus. Eventually, deputies were able to restrain him. As the courtroom alarm system went off, people inside the room began yelling and calling for assistance.
That's affirmative. Medical is requested. Judge's chambers.
Yeah, be advised. 515's got a big laceration to his head. Judge hit her head into the wall, and I got an inmate that's bleeding up here.
It's going to be a positive transport to UMC for a marshal.
Be advised. I'm also going to need a biohazard cleanup for a lot of blood on the floor.
It was later reported that Redden allegedly struck Judge Holthus and pulled out portions of her hair. A marshal was also injured during the incident and required hospitalization, receiving 25 stitches for a forehead wound as well as treatment for a dislocated shoulder. A few days afterward, Redden appeared in court once again for the sentencing of his original assault case, heavily restrained and wearing a spit mask.
Good morning. All right, this is on for the continuation of Mr. Redden's sentencing. When we were last here, arguments were concluded and the court had begun to pronounce sentence when an incident occurred. An incident initiated by Mr. Redden preventing the court from completing sentencing. That is the sole purpose for today's hearing. Any other issues that may arise from the events that occurred last Wednesday will be handled at a future date by a different court. For purposes of the record, I want to make it clear that I am not changing or modifying the sentence I was in the process of imposing last week before I was interrupted by defendant's actions. I am making my calendar page from that day an exhibit for the court as it existed the moment I walked in. Prior to anything happening, nothing's been changed, indicating the sentence I intended to impose. I felt like you were back for a moment. All right, that being said, in accordance with the laws of the state of Nevada, this court does now sentence you in addition to the $25 administrative assessment fee, $150 DNA fee, the $3 DNA administrative assessment fee, and $250 indigent defense fee, 19 to 48 months in the Nevada Department of Corrections. How much credit for time served does he have?
It's 0 days. He was on probation when he committed the offense and was revoked on probation to serve the jail time October 25th. That time it expired at or about the time of the plea. So,
0 days credit. Mr. Almasi, if that's different, let us know. We'll fix it. The motion for quashment.
He also faced 13 new charges linked to the attack on Judge Holthus, including attempted murder, battery, and extortion through threats. If convicted, Redden could be looking at a prison sentence spanning several decades. The case has since been widely referenced as an example of a defendant displaying highly erratic behavior inside a courtroom setting.